So today is Tuesday, 22nd of March, and it's 5 days post-surgery, and this is my update video. It is 6 in the evening. Just got back from a little bit of a walk, did a 10-minute walk around the block just to get out, because that's really important, not to just be sitting around at home and lying around. Today I also went for my first post-op physio appointment at the hospital where my surgery took place. The appointment went well. The physio just did some light massaging, but I just kind of spoke to her about certain things, about pains that I'm feeling, and also sort of my recovery plan going forward. So it was a good consultation. It's important to get that sort of support from a professional and have a professional that you can talk to about what you're going through and if everything's going well and what you need to focus on doing. And it was good. It definitely reassured me that I'm doing well and that I'm on the path to recovery. And what else can I share? The pain has been manageable. I still haven't been on any stronger pain meds. I haven't been taking any of the opioid painkillers. I've just been taking paracetamol and muscle relaxants and beta pain, which is paracetamol and codeine and I think a bit of caffeine. I usually take that in the evening to help me sleep, but during the day I take muscle relaxants, it's called Uniflex, and it's mostly paracetamol and another ingredient. But pretty much 3 times 1 gram of paracetamol, and then always make sure to obviously take that after a meal. So it's all been going well. I don't know what's happening here right now. I'm like majorly unshaved. I would love to just tear this all off and give myself a good shave. So this is a new look, and I don't know, my beard's growing under this plaster. The plaster is starting to lift off, and there will be a time when I obviously need to change this, but I'm just leaving it on for now. I think the surgeon said 10 days. The incision should be covered for 10 days. The physio today also told me that it seems a little bit swollen, so I can put ice on it. I have been using ice at the back of my neck as well for these muscles, sort of for 10 minutes every 2 hours. I haven't been doing it every 2 hours, but I've just been doing it every now and again. And it has helped give a bit of relief. Other than that, today my voice was doing some strange things. It just sort of sounded a bit hoarse, but I think generally my voice is fine. No other negative side effects. After the surgery, the massive improvement was I no longer have the nerve pain down my right arm, so that was completely gone. I remember asking the surgeon before I went in for the operation, before I got my anesthetic, I asked him, will I have any extreme pain down my arm or stinging down my arm after the surgery, and he said no. So that reassured me, because when I was lying in the ward waiting to be taken to theatre, there was actually a guy that was rolled into my ward, and he had just come out of theatre and he wasn't in a good place. He was complaining about his whole right arm being numb, and he said like there's something not right with my nerve and I have to speak to the surgeon, and he was sort of panicking, which didn't exactly help me at that time because I was trying to relax, knowing that I would be next going into theatre. That was all fine, and after my surgery I didn't have any extreme pains at all, besides the throat pain, which is a lot better. That has been improving every day. I've also had this sort of thermoflask with cold water and ice blocks. I've just been sipping away at this and crunching some ice and swallowing the ice. The anaesthetist gave me a good tip to do that, so I've just been always refilling this and drinking a lot of water. Then I have found good positions to lie and sit in. The one is in the lounge, where I just sort of sit on the couch and have a towel behind me and I stay very upright. And then the other 2 positions I've sort of managed to create a similar setup to what I had in the hospital in the ward, where I can sort of sit upright on the bed and where I can also lie at a slight inclination. So that was quite useful that we had this small mattress in this apartment that I could use to create those setups. Last night I actually had a fairly good night. I started sleeping at a slight inclination, and then the rest of the night from 4 till 8 I slept completely flat. I also spoke to the physio today about that, and she said that's very common, that people after they've had this type of an operation that they can't lie fully flat, that there's sort of, I felt that there's pressure on my incision and sort of just pressure on my head. so it's always better to lie a little bit up. Other than that, it's actually been going really well. The physio today also again told me about my posture, where I need to, you know, push out my chest and my head needs to be more aligned over my spine. That's definitely something I need to make a top priority. So whenever I walk, she said it's sort of like someone's pulling you from your chest here with a piece of string. So just bring that chest out, which automatically brings your head backwards, and that creates better alignment over your spine. She also said my mobility is looking really good for just a few days after surgery. I have been doing these exercises, but I haven't been extending too far. And I haven't looked at the x-ray yet. A part of me doesn't really want to look at it because a part of me doesn't believe that I have an artificial disc in my cervical spine. It's going to be weird seeing that, but I'm very glad that the other disc is gone. The surgeon did mention that he saw that a piece of my disc was lying on my nerves, and that was obviously causing the nerve pain and the irritation for all these months and probably all these years. So I'm really glad that that has been removed and don't have that pain in my arm anymore. Definitely have sort of not, well, full strength, or I have normal strength back in my right arm, which is really encouraging. And once I recover from this, I've made a commitment to myself to get in better shape with my upper body and my neck muscles and my back muscles, and I'm gonna have to work with a biokineticist to make some major improvements to my upper body in order to better support my bone structures, because otherwise I'm going to be back for another surgery for the other discs. I'm really doing these updates to share my own experience, and because before I decided to have the surgery, I was watching videos on YouTube, and there was one very specific individual that posted videos. I'll leave a link to his videos in the description, but he really gave me a lot of hope, and it was so comforting watching his videos. I'm actually going to reach out to him and just personally thank him for his videos and for putting it out there, because his positive message of his recovery really gave me hope, and it was part of it helped convince me to have the surgery and to move forward and to know that I can come out the other side, and that there's going to be a light that I can walk towards, and that things will be okay and things will get better, and that this specific surgery is actually not that serious compared to a lot of other spinal and back surgeries. It's still a serious surgery, but given the nature of them operating through the front of the neck versus having to go through the back or something, is a very positive thing. It's a very elegant surgery, and the recovery time is a lot less than other surgeries. So there was a lot of positive energy that I got out of his story and his videos, and that's why I'm sharing my story as well. And that's why I'm mentioning all these different things with ice water and with going for walks, because I think any information that we can share might help someone else that is in my position and that might be going through this. Also really grateful that I chose the surgeon that I chose, because he's definitely one of the best out there. And then the other funny story was when they rolled me back to my ward, the nurse put me back into my bay, and I saw this bulge on my bed, and I asked her, I was like, nurse, what's underneath the blanket here? Because it looked like there was a cat lying on my lap or something. And she gently she gently lifted the blanket, and it was just the blanket that was sort of like rolled up in a ball, and she was just like, it's nothing, it's just the blanket. And we kind of laughed, and I said, I thought it was maybe a baby or something, or maybe it was something they forgot from theater. But it was, yeah, it's obviously easy to have a laugh when you're still half under anesthetic, but it was generally a positive experience. So awesome, I'll leave it at that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer. And I'm going to continue my recovery, and I'm so missing my swimming, and I'm missing my scooter riding. I asked the physio today, I asked her, like, I will be able to get back onto my motorbike at some stage, and she was like, yes, you will, don't worry about that. But after I get back into the car, and currently I'm not allowed to drive, so I won't be driving for 2 to 3 weeks, and I won't be doing any work for 2 weeks. But in week 3, I think I'll start doing a little bit of work, and then if I feel okay, I'll start driving a car again, and then eventually I'll be back on my scooter and also back in the water to do more swimming and be back in the ocean. So awesome, that's it for this video. Have an awesome day. I'm Sean Toomey, and I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.